Good morning, everyone. First of all, I'd just like to talk a little bit about the changing media landscape and how it relates to media relations. This is a phrase that my history teacher used to use a lot. Stop the world, I want to get off. So strange, isn't it? You cast your mind back to school in moments of stress, but anyway. He used to use this line to get our attention when he was trying to explain periods of rapid historical changes and how they might have felt to ordinary people who were experiencing them. He was talking about changes from agrarian to industrial societies, cultural and social changes through the Renaissance and the Enlightenment and the Industrial Revolution, things like that. I think we're currently in one of those periods of change because since the Second World War, we have gone through sweeping social and economic and cultural changes. We've been through the modernist period, the postmodernist period. We're currently going through the information and creative ages, and we're coming to what I think some people are calling the velocity age. Each period of change means that people have to do things differently to adapt to the changes that are taking place in order to prosper and grow. And in terms of what we do at Metrix, we need to ensure that we continue to identify those changes and engage with them to the benefit of our clients. And these changes are such as the media is moving from traditional to print, from a traditional print media to an increasingly interactive online space. And that's something I'd like to just touch on now. So firstly, the local media is changing. I'm just going to light on my local paper, which is the Peterborough Evening Telegraph. It's evolved, in fact, from an evening paper to a daily paper, despite the fact that it still retains its title as an evening paper. But in response to market forces, including falling print advertising revenues and declining circulation figures, it's changing from a daily print paper to an online one. But that said, it is still continuing to print a weekly bumper edition, as they like to call it. And other papers in the Johnston Press Group, which is a group of local papers, it's a national group, local papers all around the country, are all doing the same thing. And those include papers like the Halifax Courier, which was the paper that famously broke the story about the sinking of the Titanic. The national media is changing as well. Most national newspapers have online versions, and in fact they have had for some time. Initially, these were all free to access. Times Publications has gone behind a paywall now. You can access the websites of the Times and the Sunday Times, but if you want to read anything in any detail at all, you need to subscribe, you need to pay for it. However, there are other papers, other groups, the Daily Mail, the Guardian and the Independent, which currently remain free to access, but how long that will continue is anyone's guess. Similar changes are also taking place across the consumer magazine sector and the trade media, and it's the trade media I want to talk about a little bit at the moment. One of the sectors that we deal with is the construction sector, so I've just chosen the construction media as an example here of how the trade media is adapting to the increasingly online and connected culture of its readership. These figures here relate to a recent survey that was undertaken on behalf of the Chartered Institute of Marketing. But the general trends can be seen across other business-to-business sectors as well. So, for instance, those people who read Building Design magazine, for example, of those, 42% of them are reading only an online version versus 32% who read the traditional print magazine. Architects Journal, which is another very august organ, the figures are 33% online versus 32% print. In Construction News, it's 36% online readership versus a 23% readership as well. And the only one that's bucking the trend is the Reba Journal, which currently has a 22% online readership versus a 46% print readership. However, its online readership has increased. In each of these cases, there's been an average of 17% increase in online activity versus an average 8% decline in print. One of the ways in which the presentation of the media is changing, in the online environment at least, is the increase in the use of video. Here's a few numbers. But what is becoming clear is that print on its own isn't any longer sufficient as the only target for media relations activity in order to get your message across. There are many other media channels. Traditional print is being forced into the online world now as it has to compete with all these other developing channels, including blogs and electronic newsletters and the rise of social media. In fact, where once the news agenda was being set by the journalists in their newsrooms, who were being instructed to create, by their editors, to create angles for particular stories, increasingly they're now having to respond to what's trending on Twitter and Facebook in order to deliver the content that their readers are demanding. Anyone with a message to deliver via the media is going to have to go with that. So, what are people reading in this new world, and how are they reading it? How are they consuming it? Well, according to a recent survey of architects and quantity surveyors, up to half of professional respondents didn't read any kind of journal at all. Like, they weren't reading any print journal, they weren't reading anything online. Of those who did, there was a slightly higher proportion of hard copy readership. So maybe you might think that the news of the death of print is perhaps being slightly exaggerated. However, as we've seen, the percentage of those reading print media is falling, while the readership of online media, including blogs, is increasing. The survey also gives an indication of what readers are looking for. The main thing to come out of the survey was that the first thing people are looking for is news. And then they're looking for project stories and technical articles and new product information. So they're looking for content that's of value to them. The thing at the bottom of the list, the thing that they're not looking for, is advertising. And they're looking for these things on different media and on different media platforms, such as mobile, to find it. As communications practitioners, we need to ensure that we're delivering the right content on the right platform. Companies are increasingly adopting social media policies in which staff can use social networks during working time. These networks at the moment are dominated by Facebook and then LinkedIn and Twitter. And 82% of those architects and surveyors that were questioned said that they use a social network for work. More and more consumers of media aren't tied to their desks or their PCs. They're using mobile devices, like they're using iPhones and iPads, Android smartphones, laptops, all these things to access the information they want at any time, anywhere. They're not relying simply on a monthly magazine or a weekly or daily newspaper that flop onto the doormat or into the in tray. What's clear is that we need to start engaging with these changes. We need to stop the world, really, stop trying and get back on. And one of the ways that we can engage in this way is through the use of media relations.